level offenses, as most of these protests have been peaceful. And I was actually here speaking to one of the organizers who said that you have been encouraging people to continue demonstrating for how long? I mean, we've been doing this for a week. What is the message, and at what point does the message get across?
You know, people keep asking when it's going to end. The question shouldn't be when it's going to end. The question should be, what policies are we going to enact to make people feel safe in their own communities? You know, I'm a leader of this FTP movement. It means a lot of things. It can mean free the people. It can mean for the people. It can also mean fire to property. You know, and that's very possible. Today I'm leading a demonstration from Barclays Center at 6 p.m. to City Hall. And that's the first stop. And we're hoping de Blasio and Cuomo come out and talk to us and give the youth some direction. But if they don't, the next stop is the Diamond District. And gasoline, thanks to Trump, is awfully cheap. So we're giving them a chance right now to do the right thing. But my name is Ace Burns, 2020.
Thank you, appreciate it. So you heard that message. They're really not going to be stopping this until they see the policies that they want in place, not just rhetoric about reforms, but actual policy changes
that won't
make people feel like this has not all been for nothing. Arthel?
Yeah, and it's raining here in New York. I'm not sure if it's raining right now where you are in Brooklyn, but here in the city it's raining. And I know Jackie from Brooklyn to Manhattan, John Batiste, music director for the Stephen Colbert Show, he is out there doing a march for music, and he is taking, he says that as a musician, you know, he has a gift to...
He said we gonna go through the Diamond District after that, and thanks to Trump, gas is cheap. Oh man, I've been entertained. Are you entertained? Isn't this the best reality TV we done had? Man, I've been trying not to get into the crowd so much, but it's definitely necessary. The energy you feel from being out in the crowd is a whole nother level. I haven't been really making no videos because it's about the moment, you know what I mean? When I get home, I'll be wanting to share that moment with people, and I wish I had videos. So today, I'm gonna try to get some good footage. I've been like low-key water boy, you know what I mean? Just been pulling up, bring the waters out. It's fun. It's really, really fun. It's been so much fun. It's been hands-on because people just don't want to grab your waters. You gotta like put them in their hands, and you need 2 hands to do that. So I ain't had time to share, but I just want to give props and shout outs to everybody who's been working hard. I am impressed with these millennials and Generation X and these kids and these freaking white people and these black people and these Latin people and this Asian people, and man, finally we get to prove what this America, what this United States is really about. And we got these Donald Trumpers right in the middle, and it's okay. It's okay. As long as we can have this conversation peacefully. You know, sometimes I gotta catch myself and like bring down the anger, because like the reasoning that they use to justify their actions is just not credible anymore. And we got many mechanisms to point that out. Like for example, the Facebook communications, I'm not on Instagram. I don't do Instagram because all the booty cheeks. There's so many booty cheeks on Instagram, I just can't focus on what I gotta do once I start seeing the booty cheeks clapping. It's hypnotizing. So I'm not on Instagram, but I keep in touch with a lot of cool people through Facebook. All right. Now, what I've noticed is these conversations kind of go like this, you know, like, oh, why do I have to be for protests, but then against?
Kenny, put it on the history camera.
Why do I have to be against? Why I gotta be for looting to be for protesting? Why can't I be against looting and for protesting? And that's not the case. I think a lot of people is missing the mark. The thing is you cannot condemn one without condemning police brutality. So when someone makes like I have an uncle who posted, if you want to get rid of rioters, use the word rioters. If you want to get rid of rioters, then pull up the septic tank, put a hose on it, and spray them down. I took that offensive. First thing that went through my mind when I first read it was thinking about black people getting beat up with water hose during their protests. I mean, beat up. These water hoses will flip you backwards, knock you right off your feet, roll you down the street like a leaf. So that's the first thing I thought about. Second thing I thought about, not only did he want to do that, but he wanted to do it with shit. Septic tank. So when I read that, first thing I replied right away. I said, then you come and lick it up. This is my uncle. I don't really have a good relationship with him. I don't know him that well. But then I started to look through his Facebook friends and his pictures, and it's all white people, and he black. All white people. I'm like, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with having all white people. But then I start looking through all his posts for the last week, and ain't one of them said Black Lives Matter. Which, okay. You're not in tune with the movement. You don't have anyone posting Black Lives Matter stuff on your feed, so you want to stay neutral. Well, we all know that staying neutral is part of the problem. I heard a speech by the mayor of Los Angeles. He said, we don't want you to choose sides. We just want you to recognize or I can't think of the word right now, but basically just recognize that this is a problem and admit it and stand up against it. We're not saying choose Donald Trump, choose protesters. Not asking you. Just say, hey, this shit is wrong. And then a lot of people is posting this All Lives Matter, and I've been seeing a lot of comebacks on the All Lives Matter, which they're all good. And at the end of the day, all lives do matter. It would be hypocritical to disagree that all lives matter. You can't do that. You can't kill one racism with another racism. But at the same time, all lives matter is a straight up disagreement or a protest towards Black Lives Matter. Right? It's getting to the point to where you could say all lives matter, but you can't say all lives matter without saying Black Lives Matter first. I like that one. Another big thing is like with Facebook, you notice what side people on right away by their posts. And these could be your friends and family members, people of color, people of the military, and you want to call them out, but I think it's our duty to put them on blast. Call them out and use your reasoning techniques to try to gain a sense of awareness in their heart. Because at the end of the day, this is our chance to start to warm the heart of the, I'm not going to say wicked, but it's some wickedness in that shit. It's extreme bias. I'm biased than a motherfucker. Racist, I like to say bias. I'm biased than a motherfucker. I know it because when I watch Family Feud, I don't care how retarded the black team look. It could be a black team of 5 Down syndrome people. I'm going for that team over the white team. Now, sometimes if it's a hot white team or a hot Asian team, I'll be going for them over the black team. But it take a lot of convincing for me to change my mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's facts. I don't consider myself racist, but I understand I'm biased. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. I think every human being has biasness, you know? Maybe some don't. And that's what this world is coming to, where biasness is becoming less and less and less. I seen this one post where this dude had a picture of an iPhone, and it said something like liberals feel like they're changing the world, basically saying that through Facebook, trying to convince people. And you know, today the iPhone is a heavy, social media is a heavy tool of presenting a case and persuasion. It's all about persuasion. And it's not trying to persuade people to pick a side. It's persuade people to open up their hearts and acknowledge that racism is bad. And this is like a new technique. This is like a Generation X technique. Because we've tried a lot of things, but we're limited to the reach of our media. So let's say people don't watch a liberal channel, then they'll never hear the liberal arguments and will never have the opportunity to open their hearts and change their minds. But now all of a sudden, this social media is reaching into the crevice of the most condensed racism out there. And because we can reach into those areas and start to plead our case and reason with the most wickedest hearts, then we have a chance to start to open the hearts and the minds of those people. Because no matter how old you are, I know you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can. This fear that has came across the country has opened up the mouths of a lot of silent people. It has really reached into areas where no black man has gone before. No liberal talk has gone before. So we really reaching to these new areas. And you can see the evidence. You can see the quick responses we have in terms of proposals of change in legislation and budget cuts to police departments and put right back into areas that we needed. It doesn't have to be black areas, it's underdeveloped areas where the systemic inequality is clear. You know, I have a really optimistic outlook. I'm happy I'm alive to see it. And it's not gonna be over quick. It's not, but we got some time. Coronavirus, my prediction is this is gonna be a cold ass winter. This is gonna be a cold ass winter. You think people are suffering now, just wait till next year. It's almost like after the revolution. After the revolution, freed the slaves, niggas wasn't better right away. It was issues. It was major issues. So, who knows the issues that's gonna occur? I could only just imagine. I just know people gonna have a hard time paying their rent in the next 2 years. I imagine 2 years is gonna be the bottom of the bowl. But it's almost like rebuilding. We gotta rebuild as brothers with all equal opportunities and equal opportunities to education, and you know, good thing that it's almost there already. So all it takes is a little more tweaking. But anyway, I got a lot more to say, but I'm gonna just leave it right there for now. I think if it's anything we need to do besides protesting, besides working, is we gotta not give up on those brothers who don't see our commitment. Those brothers who have no empathy for our commitment. Those brothers and sisters who are threatened by our commitment. And through history, we know those people who feel threatened fear our movement, fear equality. I use empathy. I could see Latin people embracing that same fear of wanting to build a wall so that more Latins can come in. I mean, granted, they were in the military. They're like second, third generation in this motherfucker. Something for them to be completely brainwashed to feel like that's the way to think. I'm not saying, hey, open the door and let all the Mexicans in. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we have a commitment. We have to commit to help everybody because that's what our country votes on, right? That's what we believe. Maybe we can't afford it, but we just pulled out trillions and trillions of dollars from nowhere. And I'm sure there's trillions of dollars more. What is that, debt? That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, y'all, don't go to the Diamond District, nigga. They gonna be waiting. All right, y'all, peace.